Today has grown up with a front row seat to the world of Bollywood, being part of one of the industry's most recognized families. But what's remarkable is how she's built her own path, away from the spotlight's expectations on her own terms.
Who are not skinny, they are not your size 0, 1, 2, and they are perfectly healthy. So
Yeah, being healthy is not synonymous to being thin.
I want to look at people that we don't look at all ever.
All is fair in this game, even though there is dhoka everywhere.
Whether it's her evolving digital presence or her powerful voice around body image and self-worth. Anshula, you've spoken so openly and so powerfully about your journey with body image. How has your relationship with your body changed over the years, and was there a shift or moment that probably changed the way you look at yourself today? She's become a force of authenticity and relatability.
there's a question I actually wanted to ask you.
Of course.
I know that you're 18, and I've recently learned that you've had this huge accomplishment where you've already been featured by Forbes, and I think that's massively impressive, if I may say so myself.
Our next guest is an entrepreneur, an investor passionate about building businesses that create long-term impact. She holds a master's in international management from Imperial College London and is a CFA level 3 candidate.
Like you see morning routine.
Oh my god, 10-step
Crazy.
routines.
People are doing 15-step skincare routines in the morning at 6 a.m. Like, how do you have the energy to? Her journey began in investment banking and consulting. She then moved into brand strategy. She today is taking care of her family businesses, which spans across real estate, hospitality, and finance.
You should know your risk appetite. That especially in this field, like as much as you can make money, you can lose more of it.
And is also deeply engaged in capital market. I'm pleased to welcome Anshula Kapoor and Diya Sheth Marwadi. I want to start with a question which I think both of y'all would relate to. When you're born into a successful and glamorous family, it also comes out with the risk of being overshadowed by the family's legacy. How do both of y'all, carve out a path for yourself and keep your identities intact?
Interesting question, and one that I'm sure we've all been asked multiple times before. So, yes, of course, when you do come from a family with people who have done some great work in their professional field before, it does create a legacy, and there is an expectation specifically when you belong to a film family that, of course, I say this with a complete realization that we do come from privilege to be able to take our own time to be able to figure out what path we want to go on. And for me, for example, when I went to college, I had the privilege of leaving the country and going to America to study. And when you do undergrad in that country, you get an option to be an undecided major. So as an 18-year-old, I came with that privilege and backing of my family to be able to take a few years in my educational journey to figure out what my likes and dislikes are. And again, that is credit where credit is due, which is to the family. So in that sense, they also, I think, understand that with the legacy come a lot of eyeballs, and with the eyeballs comes a lot of pressure to always know what to do, what the right thing is, to kind of go down a particular path. And that was never thrown at me in that sense. So yeah, I felt the pressure from the outside world with eyeballs, but I've never really felt the pressure from my family telling me that there's a particular way that I need to be or a particular thing that I need to do with my life or my career.
And I think, yeah, as long as family is supportive, you're good. Yeah. Priya, what about you?
To add to what Anshula said, like my background is very different from hers. Like I come from more of an entrepreneurial family. So I would say for us, legacy is not just getting surname or assets, like it's much different as well. Like it's more about the cultural beliefs and values and the entire ecosystem that I have grown up with. So as much as I value certain things that I've already inherited, but it also comes with the sense of responsibility to now take it forward and see how we can impact and grow it to a different level. So there is a lot of unlearning and learning to do. And especially now that I'm married to another business family, it's like getting there is just a lot of unlearning and relearning at the same time. And I feel that's where an individual identity can come out and shine.
That's
So-
also where individual identity is required, because otherwise it's very easy to get lost within both of the family and the world that's been created with the amount of, I'm sure, pressure that also comes with that.
Exactly. Because legacy also means that, okay, today, what is an identity? Identity is like, I would say, who am I? That's the most difficult question anybody can ever answer. Because today, who you are, it's based on your upbringing, the dinner table conversations that you had with your parents, your siblings, your grandparents. These are the little things you pick up, and this is how you build up your emotional connections, your relationships, your career decisions, and choices. So, yes, all these things are provided on the platter, but what we do with the awareness that we get with education is something.
Right, of course. Makes so much sense.
So, Pranaya, same holds true for you. What's harder, being born into privilege or proving yourself in it?
I think I'm really grateful for everything I have. And I think more than proving myself, it's just that I have a higher benchmark to reach. And I think it just motivates me and drives me to do so much more.
That's a really fantastic perspective.
Diya, Anshula, in today's day and time, the society sets such unrealistic beauty standards. Do you think it's harder to be confident in today's age and day?
Can I take this first?
Of course, you should.
Of course, with Instagram and social media and the way that the media is constantly always criticizing, particularly women's bodies more than men's bodies, it is much more difficult to even be confident about who you look, because somewhere down the line, beauty has become more about being perfect, like looking Photoshop, looking perfect, because sometimes that's all we see on our Instagram when we're scrolling through. And that's why I feel like there's beauty in people being a lot more real even on their social media, because for girls particularly who are much younger, who are still in school, they are very impressionable. So for them to see something Photoshop perfect, that's the standard that they then aspire to, which is unrealistic.
I think Anshula has majorly answered the question in all aspects. But I would also add to that not just beauty standards, but routines as well.
Yeah.
Like, are you guys facing that? Like, you see morning routines.
Oh my god,
That's
10-step
crazy.
routines.
People are doing like 15-step skincare routines in the morning at 6 a.m. I'm like, how do you have the energy to?
And I feel terrible that what am I doing in a day? Like, why am I not waking up at 4 a.m. and like having
Yeah,
that ice on my
yeah.
face and
like meditating for 1 hour, then doing yoga for one
That's
more hour.
really
A lot of
Correct.
people don't realize that.
Correct. Also, to add to that, any platform that we are using, we need to know the purpose that the platform is serving. For example, Instagram is more of a marketplace. So whatever you do, even content creators, even celebrities, do you agree to that? That at the end of the day, either they are selling something,
Yeah, you're
selling
marketing.
themselves,
Yeah.
selling a movie or a TV show or even
Or skincare product.
Yeah, exactly. So we need to know that what are we consuming. So mindful consumption is the way to go. That
That's actually a very good advice. Yeah.
like
For everyone who's like on Instagram throughout the day thinking we're not doing anything with our lives, like I don't think it's real, guys.
I know all of us are health conscious and we are like eating certain way. We take care of our diets. It's time to take care of our brain as well. That what diet we are like, the brain
Feeding
diet.
our brain, yeah.
Yeah, like what you're consuming on social media can't, like, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Agreed, 100%.
Which is why I feel like sometimes we do need to make a note of who we are following and who we are not following
Yeah.
on social
Be
media.
mindful of what we're actually consuming on social
exactly.
media.
That is.
Even for the wedding thing, like it's a crazy industry altogether.
Dude, it's just started. Suddenly, my feed is just wedding, 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 and I'm like getting anxious because that's not. I don't aspire to that aesthetic of a wedding. Like for me, it's a personal thing. I don't want everything to be curated for the gram. Like, where is your personal moment and all of that?
I will give you an example. Like when I was a 2025 bride, got married in February.
Oh, congratulations.
Oh, thank you. And like 6 months prior to that, like we were in the process of finalizing outfits, and I would see some celebrity wearing some outfit. I'm like, oh, should I need to change that? Like, this is what it happens.
Yeah.
Financial damage is the secondary thing, but mental damage that doesn't make you feel confident of your own choice. At one point, me and my husband had to quit Instagram in the middle of everything to just be happy of what we are doing.
Yeah.
I think the thing also like just the overhypeness of just, being different. Like, okay, if you've worn something someone else has worn, it's okay. I think the craze of just social media trends has become insane right now.
It's crazy. I think it's more about comparison only.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And we want to like
Get everything nowadays. Anshula, you've spoken so openly and so powerfully about your journey with body image. How has your relationship with your body changed like over the years? And was there a shift or moment that, probably changed the way you look at yourself today?
This is a loaded question. But when it comes to, so I'm going to answer the second part of this question first, which is if there was a moment that I felt like a shift. So I've grown up being a big-bodied girl. I've grown up being a girl with a head full of curls when everybody else around me has always had straight hair. Um, so for me to accept what I look like was a two-pronged game. I had to first also start liking what my hair looked like, because for the longest time getting teased for having like a ball of fluff on your head, not knowing how to take care of curls, not having anybody else around with curly hair in that sense. I used to always keep my hair really short because I hated what curls look like. Even on TV, like I think y'all are too young, but like maybe y'all remember there used to be this product called Leave On Silky Potion, and the ad used to be this like beautiful girl with like silky soft black hair, and I would be like, dude, that's not me. Does that mean like I am ugly and I should hate myself more for now even having curly hair, let alone for being bigger? My first shift in liking myself happened when I moved away for college, and I started seeing a lot more people around me having hair and features that were similar to mine. Even today, on a daily basis, I have to wake up and look at myself and remind myself that I need to be kind to myself, that what I look like does not affect who I am. They're two completely different things. And I constantly have to keep reminding myself that my self worth is not attached to anything physical that I may see in the mirror. And I think this is a journey that I'm going to have to do on a daily basis for my entire life, because self love is not something that comes inherently to me. It's something that I have learned to do. And it's not easy to kind of keep talking kindly to yourself when all you want to do is focus on your flaws. And like, I love the fact that I have flaws. I love the fact that like there is no perfection in that sense, but I find that to be its own kind of beautiful. I just have to remind myself of that every single day.
Being perfect is just like,
It's overrated.
it's overrated, very overrated.
And it's also not possible because perfection standards will keep changing.
Yeah, the new trend, new perfection standard.
Yeah. So
Being happy is the only constant.
yeah, that is true. And that should be the only standard that is chased, like joy.
Yes.
So yeah, that was my journey in succinct.
That's so cool. You've done so well.
Thank you.
I mean, the way she explains it, like you just like
You get like a full.
next.
I was waiting. I'm like, I want to hear what is she going to say.
Thank you.
Diya, along with your businesses, you're also deeply embedded in the capital markets.
Yeah.
What would be your 2 bits of advice for people who want to get in?
Okay, first would be to be patient. I mean, nothing comes overnight. Rome was not built in a day. So I think our generation is like has so many distractions and like easily gets carried away that for us to have focus is very difficult. At least Gen Z, if I have to classify. So for us, developing that patience and discipline to like show up every day and at least keep doing what we are doing is one thing. Secondly, it's quite okay to fail.
Yeah.
Like, see, everyone is different, but I feel if I talk about my personal journey, like I was quite good with academics. I was quite good in my college, like etc. Like I was then even working, and then I joined family business. For me, seeing a failure or even seeing okay, I've not scored well on test, I felt like a personal rejection. Like it's okay, and you have to be thick-skinned somehow or the other. So I feel that way. It's okay to fail because even if it's a monetary loss, but it is teaching you something or the other. They say failure is important, it's very important. And I have personally experienced it recently so much that you need to have courage to, like, it just teaches you. I feel like you become empathetic, you become like you think in all directions, I feel. And that's very important. And third one, because it's quite important, is I know you've not asked, but I'm quite sharing, is you should know your risk appetite. That especially in this field, like as much as you can make money, you can lose more of it. So you should know that how much risk are you planning to take, and is it calculated risk? That okay, I'm fine if 10% of my portfolio goes down. So my risks are calculated before that. Okay, if this is right, then this is what I should be doing.
Right.
So
That's great advice. Anshula, since you advocate body positivity, do you think there's a lie which women are told about their bodies pretty often, which you wish would just disappear forever?
Oh my god, where should we begin? I feel like all of us have multiple of these one-liners that we would wish would definitely disappear. But talking from a very so something that happened very recently actually made me think about this. I'm going to state this as my first lie that I wish would disappear. somebody commented on one of my social media posts saying everybody who's fat is lazy. So people who are fat should just never be hired. And I don't think fat or being fat is this
Anything to do with being
anything
lazy.
to do with
Yeah.
lazy or not lazy or active. Also, there is another misconception, which is to be healthy, you need to be skinny. I know a lot of people who do their level best to become skinny and then they become unhealthy because of the ways and means that they've used to be skinny. And I know a lot of people who are not skinny, they are not your size 0, 1, 2, and they are perfectly healthy. So,
Yeah, being healthy is not synonymous to being thin.
being thin or being skinny, and being fat is not synonymous with being lazy.
Correct.
Because being fat or having fat, because there's nothing called being fat. Like we all have fat, like how we all have fingernails and hair and eyelashes. Everybody has fat in
Correct.
their body, and just because you have fat does not mean you are lazy. Like I feel like that's one big misconception that the world today still believes, and I really wish that would get completely erased. Because if you have to judge somebody on their character trait of being lethargic versus being energetic, I don't think you should base that on the physicality of their body, and you should base that on previous actions
Yeah.
of that individual, not of like generalization.
Feeling how people even just say stuff like this, even now.
They still, people say a lot of abolic stuff even now. So it's a question I actually wanted to ask you.
Of course.
I know that you're 18, and I've recently learned that you've had this huge accomplishment where you've already been featured by Forbes. And I think that's massively impressive, if I may say so myself. So, what does it feel like for you? You're not even 20 yet, and you've had already set for yourself this like impressive barrier that you're at some point going to have to surpass. So, what does it feel like to have already accomplished something so dynamic and so massive?
It's a very interesting question. I think for me, my basic goal has just been to make my parents proud. So I think the Forbes article was like an ultimate approval stamp for that. Of course, it feels surreal because I know like Forbes is something I've always dreamt of being in. So it was like
Yeah.
one bucket list ticked. And as far as breaking the barrier, I think that's not what I'm looking at it like, because I just feel like I have a few goals to reach and I'm just putting in the effort I need to reach that.
I love that she has this work ethic and she's not even like 20 at this point.
She's like so casual.
So casual. She's like, I have so much more to achieve, and this is just one small tick.
Yeah. Diya, what's your one advice you'd give to a girl who's insecure and she's constantly comparing herself to what she consumes on social media?
That's a very good question. And I would want to answer this question based on my experience.
Yeah.
So, growing up, especially when I was 18 and I just joined LinkedIn, all I used to see was career journeys, people going to like crazy Ivy League colleges and then doing fabulous master's degrees and then going to like, top places to work. And I always used to feel intimidated looking at their profiles and my profile and always used to compare myself with them. So, that's when I realized that people on any social media app, be it Instagram, be it LinkedIn, they always show the best versions of themselves, which all of us know at this point. They don't show the versions of themselves that have gone through or like the rejections, the failures, etc. So that's where you need to identify what are you consuming, especially like in today's day and age where everybody are desperate to market themselves online. We need to see what is authentic and what is not authentic. What are you buying and what are you getting, buying something that you don't really need? Because everyone here is like on their personal journey, and everyone's timeline, everyone's career journey, trajectory, everything is going to be different and unique. Even like in same family, not any siblings would have the same life journey. Then how could you expect your journey to be similar with
Like people you don't even know.
people of your age you meet in school and even college?
Yeah, everyone has individual journeys.
Correct.
And
Yeah.
but that's so true. Like you just see a highlight reel on social media and you don't see the work that goes behind creating that highlight reel.
Exactly.
And you don't see all the failures that come in, because most people don't like talking about failures. They only want to amplify success.
Correct.
Yeah.
And especially like with startups as well.
Yeah.
Like I made $1 billion startup. I haven't made like somebody who's saying that made in say 5 years, 7 years. All we see is a lot of glorified.
Yeah. We're not looking at the hard work they're actually
Not
putting
hard
in
work,
and just
not just
rejection.
A lot of failures also that may have gone into.
Yes, exactly. And a lot of pictures, what they show, you don't know whether it's manipulated or whether it's,
Right.
Yeah.
some a false information.
Yeah.
So that's also another uh, bucket to like classify.
Right. That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So bottom line is everything you see online is not real. You need to kind of
not real.
understand what's curated and what's real and then go by that.
Go by that, yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. So there has been like change and shift in
Yeah.
But that's the whole point. Like earlier, media would talk to you if you had an accomplishment and that was vetted. But now you can be your own spokesperson and your own media channel by having your own platform and speak
Yeah,
about
so powerful.
whatever you want to speak about. It's powerful and it's very empowering, but at the same time, it also gives you the ability to manipulate data and manipulate images the way you want to.
Absolutely.
And that can also sometimes hinder somebody, like you said, who's 18 and who's vulnerable and who's starting off and she has no idea what she wants to aspire to become. She's just seeing everything be stars and rainbows and she feels like, why am I not being part of that stars and rainbows universe? Why do I have to struggle? That's because everybody does have to, but it's that people choose to not show that side of their journey.
Absolutely. Like I always feel that, okay, what if I would have gotten a job at a better company than I got? And I always used to feel so bad about myself.
Right.
But rather, if I would put this energy and learn more about what I was doing, that would at the end of the day help to sharpen my own skills.
Right. No, makes
My mom used to say this, the grass is always greener on the other side unless you start watering your own grass and make it green.
That's so well
So
said.
you need to start watering your own grass and not look at your neighbor's greenery.
Yes, for awareness purposes, yes, look at everything, what everyone is doing, be aware about what the world is doing, but that doesn't.
But your own growth can't
Yeah.
stop just because somebody else is growing.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, I think focusing on your own growth is just really, really
Even for
important.
even for professional life, having your personal life balanced is so equally important because even that aspect is never reflected on social media. Like you see couples like so in much in love all over the internet, but you don't know what's actually they don't show the real picture, right? That's
And there's also the dichotomy of extremes, right? Like, so there's one part of social media that will keep promoting hustle culture, where you work 20 hours, you have no work-life balance, you have no personal life, and then you have the other part of social media where personal life is shown, but it's shown in the most lovey-dovey, adorable, everything is beautiful, there are no fights ever that happen.
Yeah,
Where is the reality and the balance?
Yeah.
yes, absolutely.
Social media is a little confused.
Curated to the T, so you can curate it in whichever way you want it to be.
Algorithm is such that I will get reels that will validate my own thoughts. I will feel what I am feeling is absolutely right and what others are feeling is wrong, and they are doing wrong to me.
Social media can have its own pros and cons. So
This nice rabbit hole that we have gone into now.
okay, so moving on to our last segment, it's some quick questions we have. Moving on to our last and final segment, some quick questions. So Anshula, I'll start with you.
I promise to keep it quick.
Anshula, in one line, please describe your experience with traitors.
How to be politically correct about this? So in one line, my experience with traitors was, it was emotionally and mentally very challenging, and it's made me see myself in a new light. It's an experience I am glad I got to do once, and I'm happy that I did it once only.
No second time. Diya, tell us one non-negotiable in your day.
I think me time with my husband.
Oh, that's sweet.
Like at the end of the day, coming back from work, like to home, and you just like 1 hour with him. Whisper.
That's so sweet.
Yeah, that's cute.
Anshula, Diya, one person in your family who irritates you the most and one person who's the most fun.
Go first.
Irritates you the most and was most fun. What if they both are one person?
Yeah, same. That's what even I was like, what if it's the same person?
Yeah, Dhruv, my husband.
For me, who irritates me the most and is the most fun is my brother. Or my fiance at this point, but my brother, the original.
Anshula, if you could give your younger self one advice, what would it be?
Are you ready for a katha? If I have to give my younger self one advice, I think it would be that I've said this like even in this conversation so many times. Don't base your self-worth on that reflection that you see of yourself in the mirror. You are so much more than that physical reflection. You are capable, you are warm, you are strong. Your mom has raised you to be a very level-headed, honest, woman, and just because you don't like the reflection of your body sometimes in the mirror does not erase every other aspect of your life and yourself away from it. So yeah, that, and also be patient with yourself. Talk kinder to yourself. I wish I started talking nicer to myself at the age of 18. Half of my issues would have been non-issues at this point.
Lastly, Diya, what is the best business advice that you have received?
Uh, yes, which is to think in decades, but to execute it one day at a time.
That's
Ooh,
a
that's
very
very
good
good advice.
advice. Who is that by? We asked it
So
together.
that, like, I would say two different people have given me this advice that I've clubbed into one.
Okay.
One is my father, and other is my father-in-law.
Oh wow.
So I felt that okay, both made sense, but like, what if both of them were combined together?
Together.
Yeah,
It
it
would
makes
be-
more sense.
It would make more
Way
sense.
more powerful. Yeah.
That's so nice. I had so much fun having this conversation with you all today. Thank you for
Thank you.
being here.
Thank
It
you
was a
for
pleasure
inviting
to have
me.
you all.
Thank you for inviting us.
Thank you.
There was so much to learn. Like, I like conversations. At the end of the day, you end up picking something.
Yeah, like a different perspective
Yeah.
is so much nicer to
It's
kind of
very
go home with,
refreshing.
yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for being here, guys.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
inviting us.
And congratulations on everything that you have achieved so far already, and congratulations for everything else that you are
Thank
set out to do, because you have your entire life and a half ahead of you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Anaya, you're going to inspire a lot of young girls.
That's so sweet. Thank you.
Well, I mean,
Even not
God
so
bless
young
you.
girls like us.
Yeah, that's always there. But of course, like, if we are getting inspired, they have
Yeah.
more reasons to get
There are way
inspired.
more reasons to be inspired.
So sweet. Thank you.